Hi, I'm Fairy Tale Fan, and today I want to talk about going to Japanese language school. So next month I graduate from Japanese language school, and afterwards I'll be going to fashion school, and I kind of wanted to talk about my experience. I want to say that every Japanese language school is different. There are some that are test oriented, there are others that are speaking oriented. There's ones that are trying to get you into the workforce as soon as possible, and there's other ones that are trying to get you into school. So one thing you should do is make sure you do a lot of research on what the school's focus is. My school was an overall. When I first started, we learned the basics. A really big tip that I want to give is that you should learn hiragana, katakana, and basic kanji, and maybe a few words on your own. Yes, there are some schools that will go over it with you, and then there are ones that won't. So it's good also do research and also, talk to the school that you plan on going to, just so that you're not struggling from the beginning. And it's good to get the basics done so that it could be, review when you're in class. Because one of the hardest things in Japanese language school is if you fall behind, there's no real catching up. Of course, if you have maybe a school break or maybe on the weekends you can study to try to catch up, but it's very difficult. So it's good to be ahead. It's good to study ahead. It's good to look ahead. If you work out of a textbook, it's good to look up the words that you do not know. At my school, well, only in our current textbooks, I've had in the 2 years that I've been here, I've had 4 textbooks. And so in the most recent textbook, we get a handout with the definitions or the translations of words that aren't used in everyday Japanese. So if you don't go to a school that, does something like that, it's good to just study the words in advance. I would say going to a Japanese language school is a good way of, it's a good way of learning Japanese, but it's an even better way of getting, your foot in the door, because you can go to school, you can study, and then after class is over, you can go out and network and make connections. Because I know that for Americans, I know there are other countries, but I'm not sure of all of them, we can't really get a working holiday visa. So we have to find other ways to be able to stay here and live here. But I would say that if you're planning on going to Japanese language school, have a plan afterwards. Don't just go because you just want to live in Japan, or if you just want to experience Japanese culture, because Japanese language schools are kind of strict, especially when it comes to attendance. For example, at the school I go to, if your attendance falls below 50% during any month that you're there, they'll report you to immigration. And that could end up hindering you getting a new visa or renewing your visa afterwards. So for the sake of studying Japanese, I would say living in Japan is the best. It's not something you necessarily have to do. You can still work towards becoming fluent studying in your home country. And there are many textbooks that'll help you do that. There's also resources on YouTube and many websites that can help you with that. But if you want to become fluent, the best thing to do is to find a population of Japanese speakers. So I would say, moving to Japan would be the best. So I think I've said this before, but Japanese language school is a really good way to kind of get your foot in the door as far as living in Japan goes. I would not recommend, if you just want to have fun in Japan, I would not recommend going to a Japanese language school. Also, they're starting to get popular, and I'm hearing that many are reaching maximum. So it's good if you would like to go, plan ahead. For me to enroll, you have to fill out this paperwork. Of course, you have to, prove that you're a citizen of your country, prove that you went to school for 12 years. And on top of that, you have to prove that you have $10,000 in your bank account, or that or if you're dependent on someone, you have to prove that they have over $10,000 in their bank account, and they have to sign paperwork saying that they will take care of you. Make sure that you have all your documentation, make sure that you have everything you need before, and websites will state what they require. And many actually do have, the curriculum posted on their websites. And it's good to do a lot of research, not just about the school, but also about the location that your school is in. But I would say that my experience in Japanese language school, it's really important to pay attention to stay on, your work. Also, self-study after class is very important. Also, going out and meeting people and speaking to them and practicing your Japanese is very important. So that being said, like, whenever you're thinking about attending Japanese language school, just plan it out, think it through, and when things get a little tough, just hang in there. When you're studying at Japanese language school, get your certifications. Get your study for, the JLPT. Study for the EJU. Study for, there's a kanji proficiency test. There's also business Japanese proficiency test. Get your certifications. Maybe your school will provide discounts. My school, they didn't provide discounts, but they made it easy to sign up. Pretty much whenever it was time to sign up for a certification, they would say, you have a week, go to this room, sign up, you pay them the money. I take the JLPT. You go, you give them the money, they take your picture, and that's it. Like, they take care of it for you, and that's really nice. And I feel like that makes it so much easier. It's less stress. You don't have to figure out. And when it comes time to getting the information of where to go, like, the school will actually, if you like an hour ahead of the test, if you go to the school, they'll actually walk you to where you need to go. They'll plan out the train ride and everything and get you where you need to go. So it's kind of, when you go to a Japanese language school, you do get a lot of help, and that's very nice. Thank you for watching my video. I hope it was informative. If you have any questions, just ask me. You can ask me on my Instagram, you can ask me on YouTube, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. Bye.